Good morning on this beautiful Sunday. What a pleasant, weather day it's been.
Yeah, August just came in on such a nice note, especially when you think about how July started. August giving us a little taste of maybe what early fall will feel like a month from now. But of course, good things can't last always for us here in Arkansas.
Don't give me the bad news.
The heat is coming back. But we'll at least talk about the rest of this evening while it still feels really nice outside. We've had a lot of thick clouds across some eastern portions of the state, a little bit closer to where the low pressure system and cold front that brought us this nice weather is. That's where we're seeing temperatures in the 70s and some of the low 80s as you move further west in the state, and it's more sunnier. Of course, more of the upper 80s and low 90s. So for context, 76 in West Memphis, 12-degree difference than what we're seeing here in Little Rock, where it's mostly sunny, 88 right now. Hot Springs checking in at 91, Russellville checking in at 92, and of course the humidity is lower, so it still feels very nice. Dew points generally in those low to middle 60s for some of central Arkansas, and then farther east still got some upper 60s and low 70s on the board. So Pine Bluff towards West Memphis might feel just a little bit more humid than say a Hot Springs would, but generally this is still less humid than what we were seeing at the peak of the heat and humidity last week. As we continue through the rest of the evening, winds are coming from the north and northeast. We'll push the last of these clouds out of here as high pressure builds in from the west, and we'll see mostly sunny conditions through your Monday. We'll talk more about Monday and the rest of the week in your 7-day outlook, so make sure you stick around.
And we are learning more information about the arrest of Arkansas State Representative and Benton County Judge Republican nominee Austin McCollum. In a newly obtained affidavit by our sister station 5 News, McCullum and his wife had began arguing yesterday when he allegedly began throwing objects at her. Documents go on to say when she tried sleeping in another room, he allegedly blocked the bedroom door, threw her onto the bed, and pressed his knee against her neck and restricted her breathing. And according to the affidavit, when she tried leaving, McCollum punched her in her face, threw her to the ground, and slammed her head against the floor repeatedly. McCollum is facing charges for domestic battery, false imprisonment, and aggravated assault, and he was released on a $10,000 bond. And Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders also weighing in on the arrest, calling the allegations, quote, appalling, and saying she's praying for McCollum's wife and children. Sanders added that if the allegations are, quote, credible and accurate, she believes McCollum should resign immediately from the legislature and withdraw from the Benton County judge's race. And the Republican Party of Benton also responded to the arrest, calling the allegations, quote, deeply troubling. And in a statement, the party leaders said, quote, domestic violence has no place in homes, communities, or public office. The party also noted that McCollum is entitled to due process and the presumption of innocence, while adding that the elected officials should be held to the highest standard of conduct and accountability. And then also we are now, authorities are in search in South Arkansas for the missing woman. They're asking for the public's help in El Dorado. El Dorado police say 67-year-old Shirley Albritton was reported missing Saturday after she was last seen around 2 a.m. in the 500 block of South Parkway. She is described as 5'3", weighing about 260 pounds with gray hair and blue eyes. Police say she was last seen wearing a dark-colored dress, and anyone with information about her whereabouts is asked to contact the El Dorado Police Department at 870-251-8170. Authorities are investigating after a body was found in the Arkansas River near Dardanelle yesterday afternoon. Now, police say officers responded around 12:30 p.m. to a report of a man's body floating in the river just downstream from the lock and dam. The body has been recovered and brought to the shore because the discovery was outside of city limits. The Yell County Sheriff's Office has taken over the investigation. And it's been 3 months since we first shared with you the story of Jeremy Hollingshed, a Searcy man paralyzed after a heartbreaking accident. And recently, THV 11's Carter Thweet caught up with Jeremy and learned the inspiring way his community has stepped up to help.
We hit that big pothole divot and, I fell out backwards and broke my neck.
Jeremy Hollingshed's life has never been the same since that day. It's been over 2 years of being unable to walk and needing to rely on an old, broken down, wheelchair accessible van.
Needed it to get to hospital visits, which we still do here whenever I need to go anywhere or if I want to go somewhere with the kids.
When I first met Jeremy back in April, he said his van had no AC, his kids couldn't all fit, and the lift to get him inside rarely worked. I also spoke with Melissa Smith, a family friend.
I saw the van that they had and realized he had kids and was wanting to go out and do things with them. I just decided to try GoFundMe and see how it turned out.
It couldn't have turned out better.
People from all over the country donated to him, and people he has not heard from in years.
When we seen the $5,000 mark, we were like, that's great, but then it hit 10,000, then we got all the way up to almost $14,000.
That, plus a yard sale with items donated by the community, enabled Jeremy to purchase this, a state-of-the-art van he says has changed his life.
My youngest daughter, she, when we come, she's like, can we go in Dad's van? Can we go in Dad's van? You know, she's just so excited about it.
Family is certainly important, and so is the community at Jeremy's nursing home. But these past few months have shown him he's got a lot more than that.
Big shout out to Searcy and White County for coming together to help raise support for me to raise money for the van.
In Searcy, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
All right, it's almost time. Kids are heading back to class, and health officials stress the importance of school vaccines. What parents need to know coming up.
And overnight, we're going to watch those clouds clear out, and we can't rule out a few of them tomorrow, but looking to stay sunny with temps in the low 90s. We'll talk about the rest of your week coming up in a few minutes.